My friends, welcome to Talk Casual. For some reason, my video. Hang on a sec. You talk here.
Okay, my friends, welcome to Talk Casual. Mars is not doing the intro today because the monkey is not in control of the system. And this is what happens.
This is what happens.
You yourself, or what did you do? Delete your video or something?
No, OBS went for a major patch up, and then what happened was I didn't put the mic back to default. That's my fault.
That's your fault.
That's my fault.
We love that.
My friends, welcome to Talk Casual.
I already did that.
I know, we're broadcasting live here at the Fly Casual headquarters in the Outer Rim. To the bottom of me tonight, not to the left, to the right, to the bottom of me is the dancing monkey himself, Ian. How are you, my friend?
Insert inappropriate, I like to be on bottom joke.
Yeah. I like to be on top. I'm on top.
I'm actually very salty tonight, actually. It's been raining like crazy.
Yes.
It's just, I don't know how the rest of the world's doing at the moment, but yeah, if you're living in the other areas, the outer rim of Melbourne, it is wet. Yeah, I think we've had like better. How many mils we had? We up to like 300 mils in the last 2 months yet, or
I'm not quite sure.
Something like that. It's a lot of water. So
it is.
Yeah, this outer rim planet is definitely not Tatooine. It's maybe Endor or Mon Calamarian at this stage. We're almost Mon Calamarian wet.
Audio is echo. Okay, there's echoing apparently. So give me a second.
Oh, is that your echo or my echo?
Don't know. I'll give it a sec. I know probably why. How about now? Is that better, guys? Tell me if that's better. I realised that the desktop audio was running with the Video Ninja at the same time. That's probably
there you go.
So I hope that sounds better now. So as always, I am the Grand Master of Salt himself, Ariel. So Ian, what are we talking tonight?
I think something happened just recently, didn't it? Some type of big important Armada event known as the AGM World Qualifiers for Australia. So
correct. So
Armada players all around Australia who are looking to get their chance to get a Worlds ticket competed. When was it? It was last week? No, the weekend. Well, 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, we finally get a chance to talk about it.
Apparently it's not better. So give me a second. So I don't know what happened. About that. This is what happened. Better now. Oh, it's better now. Yep. So it was.
I was going to say, the bad batch invaded you.
Probably was the delay. That's probably why. So it takes a bit of time to get through. All right. So yes, we had the Open World Qualifiers, AMG Open World Qualifiers for Australia. So we had all three game systems in attendance. So we had Legion. I'm echoing apparently. Okay. I don't know what's the problem.
Have you got two mics running?
Do I have two mics running?
Well, when Mars talks about that, I will be talking about it, and I'll let him sort out the
technical
issues. So, we had the qualifiers in the 2 weeks ago today, actually, and we're going to go through the top 8 list tonight. We had 11 players showed up. One of the players did drop out on the first day, not thinking he could have made it the second day or something. I can't remember. He dropped out for some reason. I can't remember what Mars told me that was. He can probably go with that.
I realized what it was now. It was actually I had my mic on and I was also talking to you at the same time through the system. So I presume now it should be better.
Now it should be better. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll continue on. We'll wait for a comment to confirm that.
Correct.
So we're going to go through the list for that, for the people who showed up in the top 8.
Yes.
And we have some other news, I think, to talk about that afterwards too. And probably the most important thing to talk about as well with the event is that, Mars, how the hell did you end up by judging?
I don't know. I applied and they said yes. So they must have not. I don't know.
What sort of rubbish did you throw on your resume to allow you to be up there judging?
I don't know. I must have been default.
Default.
Yeah. I won by default. So
I won by default. Nobody else wanted the job.
Yeah, probably. That's probably right.
Everybody else wanted to play.
That's probably right. So no, I decided to judge it to make sure that the event was run well because. Let's Play Games, who actually did the event at the distributor for Australia, doesn't really know the game system, and they asking for a head judge. And I know that when we go to certain events, who judges these events. We do. The players self-judge these events. So anytime we go to any national event or any store event, we are the judges for ourselves. So I thought I'd throw my name in the hat, and I got the job. So look, yeah, I must have done something, or I must have been default, and I probably am default, but let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about that. No, you did some good, mate. No, you did well,
Yeah.
We got a channel going here, people all around Australia know us in the Mali community, so I think they know that too. So yeah, we'll stick that, you had the best application.
Yeah, let's go with that. But
the best single application.
In the grand scheme of things, I've already got an invite to Worlds. Why would I go and wreck someone else's invite to Worlds? So for me, I thought let someone else have their shot. Granted, it was a free flight to Worlds on the line, but I'm good for that right now. So
yeah, someone who happens to work for an airline gets free flights anyway. So
well, I don't get free flights, but I get heavily discounted for flights.
Heavily discounted to the point where it's almost free.
Well, yes. Let's go with that. But anyways, I felt that judging was actually a really good thing, and I really enjoyed it. But I'll talk about a little bit more about later. Let's go through the list. So just let me get the list up right now. So let's transition through. So we'll start off with at 8th place. We've got Andrew B. Andrew Ball.
Our Andrew,
yes.
Andrew. You've seen him on the channel many times.
Though Andrew put himself as a Tasmanian on the. I know.
He's that part of the outer rim, is he?
Yeah, we got to kick him out now. So that's how it is.
To get kicked out of the outer rim, that's pretty bad.
That's tough. That's hard. That's tough.
That's hard getting kicked out of the outer rim. We have very low standards.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, let's go through Andrew's list. So we have an Acclimator 1 with Admiral Tarkin, Clone Commander Wolf. Interesting. Flight controllers, boosted comms, reserve hangar deck, linked turbo laser towers. Then another Acclimator with flight controllers, boosted comms, reserve hangar deck, linked turbo laser towers, Nebuda B, and a Consular Armed Cruiser with Radiant 7 title, repair crews with the squadrons are 4 V-19 Torrents and 6 Y-Wings. His objectives were surprise attack, hyperspace assault, and superior positions. Very interesting list. Especially,
he's really looking for that squadron game there, isn't he? Really looking to bomb, hoping, while bringing Y-Wings, I suppose. He's really hoping to take advantage of squadronless fleets, I believe.
Yeah. A fun fact with this list is, I believe, I overheard when I was talking to Andrew, or he was talking about the list, he actually used reserve hangar deck with a Y-Wing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because of the Muda B title gives swarm to ships that don't have swarm.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
Somehow it must have died during the activation, maybe a salvo attack, and he regened a Y-Wing with reserve hangar deck. So,
oh man, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that crap with? Oh, you couldn't do it with Adar Talon, could you?
No,
it wouldn't work. Because
you'll need Nebuda B. Yeah. And that's Republic thing there. So
wasn't Nebuda B do again? I actually haven't seen
Nebuda B is squadron command. So each non-unique squadron that you activate gains swarm until the end of its activation. Each squadron with swarm that you activate may reroll 1 die while attacking a ship.
Okay.
So the
no, sorry. I thought we got miscommunicated. I was thinking if you bring it back with swarm, it's activated about 8 Talon. If you die on a salvo, the Y-Wing dies on a salvo, because it's swarm, you can bring it back.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if the mechanic would work for 8 Talon to trigger it to slide the slider back to being activated again, so it gets to shoot again. I don't think it would. I was thinking, imagine if that's what I was thinking. If Rebels had that ability to
actually, it would, because 8 Talon isn't 8 Talon at the end of your activation, or is it?
Yeah, it's at the end of it's after it activates. Yeah.
So then, reserve hangar deck would work on that. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, that'd be a dirty trick for if Rebels could do that.
Welcome, Relent. Welcome, Lachlan. Welcome, Mick. Welcome.
Yeah, we too. Yeah, it's at the end of the squadron phase. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got all the players here they want to hear about their lists and see how we trash talk their lists now. So we're going to
we'll tear them apart. We'll tear them apart.
Yeah, especially them dancing monkey. He'll tell you what trash it is.
Oh, nothing better than an armchair expert who didn't even go because
that's
he's working.
it. And tell you how.
Oh, if I had been there.
Yeah, and then tell you how Kraken is king. So.
Oh, exactly. Kraken's king. Obviously.
Yeah. So look, Andrew did really well. Apart from, unfortunately, he did the first round get Mick the champion. So he didn't get. You always favor that good first round matchup, but unfortunately, he got the Separatist winner. So he kind of submarine from there, but he did well. He did really good. Couple of things he might change on this list. I think. I don't know about Clone Commander Wolf, because that basically is for squadrons who has Adept, and he doesn't have Adept on there, so I'm not quite sure about that one. So I might have to double check on that one. So
it does sound strange.
So I maybe it's the wrong card. I'm not quite sure on that. So, but that's what has on the list there. So maybe Mr. Bullen can explain that one there. So well done for Andrew.
In the chat.
No, he's not in the chat. So anyway, top 8 for him. Job well done there. Let's move on to number 7. And that was Sean with his Starhawk Mon Mothma list. Do you want me to go through that, Ian, or?
I should probably go through this since I'm the Rebel player.
Go ahead.
So Mon Mothma. So we got the Starhawk with Mon Mothma and Blissix. I'm just thinking Mon Mothma and Starhawk. That just sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Okay. Major Durlin.
I'll talk about this player afterwards. Go ahead and keep going.
Okay, cool. Center teams, Prox Mines, another fun one. Point defense, Ion Cannons, Link Turbo Laser, and Amity. We've got Leia, Repair Crews, and Prox Mines. Man, mines. Okay, this is getting interesting. Transport with Bright Hope. Corvette with Projection Expert. Corvette B. 2 Corvette B. Projection Experts. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, this seems interesting.
Yeah, I know.
And, oh my God. Oh, no, this guy's got the win. No, this guy wins the day. He's flying Mark. Okay, he's got Mark. He's got 2 Prox Mines. Corvette Bs are Projection Experts.
Yep.
Oh, no, this is a hero. Oh, man, this is funny. And he's got the VCX, NIM, and 1 X Wing. So he's moving those mines around.
Yep.
You could have taken 2 VCX, I suppose, if you wanted to. If you didn't want the bid. I suppose a 3-point bid, you'll get much out. Got Leia. Oh, man, this is fun. This looks like, oh man, if you're, okay, yeah.
So
wow.
this is Sean's list. So now, unfortunately for him, I kind of wrecked his day for a lot of calls. So
what'd you do?
Oh, me being the TO, basically explaining certain things in certain directions. Now, Mon Mothma only. Like one of the things we found out about Mon Mothma is that she can only do her ability, or can do the evade ability, or it's the evade ability. So you know how at medium range you can re-roll dice.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, she can only re-roll 1 dice and not 2. Like I can't remember what was the exact wording, but. Like, say you had Mon Mothma at wrong range or something like that, you can't do her ability. How is it?
You can't do like Foresight.
Correct. Like you can't.
It doesn't look like Foresight. Yeah. You can't get the extra.
You can't get.
Yeah, but Mon Mothma doesn't do that. Mon Mothma only lets you. It's just cancel 1 at medium and re-roll an additional at close.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that ability would come into effect.
Yeah, so there was a way, I think, I can't remember, there was trying to cancel extra dice and it wasn't available. Again, I can't remember the exact presiding about, but most of the times, every time that Sean called me up for a judging rule, it went against him, and he wasn't really happy with me. But he understood that it was the rules, and that's the way it was.
But the important question is, how well do the Prox Mines work?
I'm not quite sure. I wasn't seeing a lot of his games. He did have the first round bye, unfortunately. So that's one thing about having 11 players.
That always hurts.
Yeah, it does. And, but it's really interesting to have Corvette Bs just spamming shields for the Starhawk. So, Yeah.
Like, the thing's hard enough to kill as it is.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, yeah, they can drop pretty easy if you focus on them. But, yeah, just passing over those shields, just, wow. And repair crews, yeah, you're not killing it. Just, yeah, you fly in, you kill the other stuff and fly away.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly easy to pin down corvettes to kill them.
No, it isn't. No, so they can,
especially Mon Mothma corvettes as well. So,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you sure it wasn't Mon Mothma trying to do the Corvette B with the close range to try and get the 3 rerolls on the larger base ship?
I think so. Something like that. It was just trying to.
So then, that wouldn't work because it's 2 different abilities.
Yeah, correct. That's what was happening.
That's what was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not like Foresight. Foresight specifically says an additional, not 2. It's a different.
Yeah.
Triggering. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, again, an interesting build. Mon Mothma on a Starhawk. Sure, why not? So
actually, I want to check that. Actually, I'll check that later. Actually, if I can remember that. Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't think it works. But yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Starhawk. It's interesting. Yeah.
I had to look it up on the Karnax.
Karnax thing.
Yeah, Karnax thing, and he explains explicitly that you can either choose Mon Mothma's ability or the 1.5 evade. So it does note that. So I basically had to come back and say, yeah, this is the way it has to happen. So
cool.
All right, so that was Sean at 7th. So we go to 6th. We've got Simon. So Simon is running something that looks very nice to me. So Simon,
I wonder why.
Simon is running an Interdictor Ozzel fleet, so Interdictor Onika fleet. So he's got Interdictor Suppression refit with Admiral Ozzel, Hondo Hanaka, G7X Gravwell and projectors, Gravship reroute. Then he's got an Onika testbed with Minister Tour, Ordnance Experts, Veteran Gunners, Engine Techs, Orbital Bombard and Particle Cannons, Cataclysm Title, and ECM. And then he's just got squadrons. He's got 2 Fire Sprays, Darth Vader, 2 Decimators, and Mora Key. He's
I hate those squadrons.
Yeah.
I do not like that squadron ball.
Yeah, so it is basically a full rogue ball of squadrons there.
Vader's rogue, isn't he?
Yep, they're all rogue. Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And his objectives were surprise attack, fire lanes, and solar corona.
Oh, a 20-point bid, the prick.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So he just wants to get, what has he got? Solar corona?
Solar corona. So surprise attack, fire lanes, and solar corona.
And he obviously wants to go second.
Correct.
Man. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah. And Ozzel
kill the 132 points of squadrons and run away.
So it's really interesting, Ozzel with a ship that only goes speed 2 and then Onika that has engine techs. Because you want that nav command token or dial to trigger engine techs. So interesting choice with Ozzel. Maybe remote.
Yeah, well, it's sort of Ozzel works really.
Ozzel, don't get me wrong. Ozzel's really
Ozzel
awesome.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, maybe Ramadi would have been. But anyways, look, it works.
Yeah, the trouble is you can't always guarantee Ramadi. I think people are kind of, like, if you haven't got, he can move obstacles around, so he can guarantee.
Yeah, he's got grav shift. So that's the other thing there. Maybe he's trying Ozzel again. Don't get me wrong. Ozzel's awesome. And Ozzel's really good.
The problem is, though, with the objectives he's got there, everyone's going to pick Solar Corona.
Yeah. Actually, I would have chosen the surprise attack if I was against
I probably would have too, because it's generally what I like to play with. But fire lanes would have been interesting.
Yeah, 100%. But the Onika, Onika that goes speed 4 with engine techs.
Nasty. And Ozzel.
Yeah, and Ozzel too. So you can, that's the other thing too. He can go from speed 1 to speed 3 with Ozzel if you have the token. Actually, speed 1 to hang on. So you got speed. Yeah, so you got token and dial and Ozzel. So
and engine techs.
With engine tech. So an Onika could go from speed 1 to speed 4 with engine techs.
I think it works. You're probably right. Ramadi might have been better for the extra dice, but I know that. What's his dice modification on that again? Like,
he's got veteran gunners and ordnance experts on the Onika.
Experts.
So they're for the 2 black dice, and then you got your vet gunners.
Yeah, I know. The veteran gunners, it's just an extra reroll of what all the red isn't from memory.
Yeah, veteran gunners is while you're attacking, you may exhaust this card to reroll all the dice.
All the red, yeah. I'd probably go Oz or 2, really. Just because that if you get that other player who's also got an Onager, you kind of want to get out of its arc, so that way you can maneuver. Hey, I'm over here now, bitch, and then get in their side and then just pummel them, and they're not hitting you. So this is really good to fight against other Onager lists. Yeah, I really feel it is. It's it's pretty good.
But that Squadron Ball, very nasty.
Oh, look, that Squadron Ball wins your games. That does. That's a deadly Squadron Ball. Like it's like how do you kill that? Those decimators are so much hull. Those fire sprays were speed 4 with Rogue.
Speed 3. They're speed 3 decimators.
3 blue. Black Bomber was Vader.
Yeah.
Speed 3 are they? The fire sprays are 4, aren't they?
No, the fire sprays decimators are speed 3. It's Vader's.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, it's a deadly.
There we go. We got an answer for Andrew. Wolf allows the V19s to give a raid token to a ship before PDX or defense tokens kick in.
I was going to say that it's for ships that don't have adept.
Okay.
You read the card wrong. I was going to correct that. We moved on.
Right, it's the other way.
So it actually does work. Yeah.
Okay. Was used to stop Rob's ISD in Game 2 from using engineering commands in round 5 and 6. Yes.
Ouch.
Yes, the one that I think was the one that I there was a call against Andrew's game that I went against, and because it was that close, it had to become to a roll off.
Oh,
yeah, like
fun.
When I was measuring an actual an arc shot, and because it was that close, and I was using because it couldn't use the ruler because it was that far away. It was basically a laser shot, and basically my laser was going in, out as best as I could. So it basically came down to a dice off, and Andrew lost that one. So sorry.
Not sorry though, but sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
So yeah, that was Simon's list there. Again, very nasty list. He did exceptionally. We did really well. But he had a hard list that came in third place in the first round, but we'll talk about that list a little bit later. Right, so let's move to number 5, and this is Barry. So another one that
makes you happy.
Another one, yes.
So we got, I'll read this one out. So we got the Interdictor Suppression with Ramadi, Grint, Projection Experts, Grav Shift, G7X Gravwell Projectors.
Yep.
The Kuat, ISD Kuat with Palpy, Ordnance, Flak Guns, Reactive Gunner, always nice. Point Defense Ion Cannons. Yeah, he's really playing on taking up against squadrons, isn't he? APTs and Relentless. Then we got another Onager with Skill First Officer, Ordnance Expert, Fire Control Team, Medical Team, and Orbital Bombardment Mechanical. Party Cannons.
Yep.
Yeah, read that wrong. And just throw a Gazan team with comms because why not? But no squadron.
No squadrons.
396.
And came in 5th.
Yeah. Came in 5th. Yeah. So this is what Andrew wanted to face against, didn't he? He lost.
This is the one, actually. This is the list, I think it was.
This is the list. What was his objectives, actually? I haven't got his objectives.
The objectives were Surprise Attack, Abandoned Mining Facility, and Doom Station.
Doom Station, yeah.
Yeah. So coming at 396. So I think it was. This was Rob Barry. I think it was his Barry was his surname because he was Mr. Barry on Longshanks. So
yeah.
Anyways, but interesting list. We've got an Interdoctor feeding shields to the Kuat or the Onager, while the Kuat just comes in and starts pew 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 blasting things, especially with reactive gunnery. And flak guns giving the blue at long range and then the black at medium range, and then PDX to defend itself from fighters.
Yeah, it's good, really.
Yeah, really good.
You need squadrons when you have 130. Why have 134 points of squadrons when you can have a 137 point ship that takes out squadrons anyway?
Correct.
With Pulp on board as well.
Yep.
So
and also flak guns. If he does do AA, it turns the blue black into double black, and then Ordnance Experts kicks in and can re-roll those blacks.
It's nasty.
Yeah, no, I like it. I really like it.
Of course, you do like it.
Yeah. Well, for me, the Interdictor is not my build, but I understand the Interdoctor build. Of course, Taskmaster Grimp will probably most 100% do an engineering token. So when it reveals a repair command, it gives a token as well. So you just pass those shields. So he just sits in the back.
It's just really weird seeing an Interdictor without targeting scrambles.
Yeah,
it's just so weird.
I know. It's no one took it.
Really, man. Yeah, that's just so weird.
So yeah, if
it doesn't even have an Interdictor title. It doesn't need it though.
No, that's the thing. Because there's nothing that needs to be refreshing in that list.
Why would you just screw around with deployment and then just why worry about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So piss off bloody the other Calamari Radis builds.
Radis, yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah. This is what you take when you want to really upset the Radis players.
Yeah. So yeah, really interesting build of coming at 396. And of course, the Onaga has fire control team, so it allows her to do 2 crits. So it allows to do orbital bombardment and cannons, and then a normal standard
and a standard crit. Yeah, that hurts.
Love it.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah,
of course you love it. Yeah, and was it Andrew said AEST survived on 1 health apparently?
Yes, it did. Yes, that was my call. Yeah,
that was you.
That was me.
That was all you.
This guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, look at this. We're going to 4th place now.
4th place.
Familiar
very
player. Very familiar player. This guy in a very, very familiar list.
Yeah.
So what we got? We got the Akbar Corvettes from David Grounds. So we've got the standard CR90 Akbar TRC Giannis Light, 3 more TRC Corvettes, Adar Talon on a transport with booster comms.
Yep.
And Ketsu, Lando, Curran, and 3 YT 2400s. That is a pretty good squadron bowl.
Now, I believe the objectives were most wanted, fighter ambush, and superior positions. I might have one of them wrong. He did a bit of a change before the start of the tournament, and I didn't have an updated list of him, but he did give me one at the start, and I threw that away. So I didn't need them anymore, and I thought I had them all, and I didn't. And I believe it was
Mars.
I know. But I checked their fleets, and they're all good. So that's a good a head judge does. Sorry, we should say that.
Yeah, you check them and throw them away. We're not used to them when you don't.
I don't need them. They're all good. They're all good to go. So
pretty standard, solid Rebel list, TRC list. It it does one thing. It throws red dice and it throws them accurately.
Yeah,
and you add in the squadrons that just Lando goes in, takes out a Gazanti if he wants to, or some of the transport or 4-hull ship or whatever.
Yeah. And that's what David does best, really.
Yeah.
He
knows how to fly his Corvettes. It's correct. All he flies, and he flies them well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what you see David just flying this. He's done it since God knows when, and hard man to change too, but he does it well. The
only list he really hates going up against is a Kraken TRC list, because then all of a sudden your side dice, there's no red dice out the side because you're always obstructed.
Yeah.
And no Akbar triggers. So that's the only thing that he hates about coming up to this list. That's a big hard count.
Of course, you bring up distant memories, of course.
Oh, of course. It was a fun day. It was a fun day. Yeah.
But I know, again, a nasty squadron ball there from David, of course.
We are seeing some real nasty squadron balls, aren't we?
Yeah. More rogue.
Yeah, not just some average, just real nasty squadron balls.
Yeah, just rogue stuff. Rogues. Yeah,
I think we're in the rogue area now, aren't we?
Yeah, you definitely are. Rogues are the way to go. So,
next up's Lachlan Day.
Here we go. This one. Well, do you think David's list was nasty? Wait to get load of this one. So we've got our Lachlan's list here. So we've got an Arkansas Command Cruiser with Captain Eater, Engine Techs, and Center Cord title. Then we've got the Quasar 1, Skill First Officer, Flight Controllers, Boosted Comms, and Squall. Then we've got a Gazanti Cruiser with CommsNet. Then another Gazanti Cruiser with Commander Wallard. Then a Raider 1 with Admiral Sloan, Hondo Hanaka, and Corvus title. Squadron Ball consists of Darth Vader, TIE Defender, Marek Still, Colonel Jendon, Mauler Miffle, Saber Squadron, Black Squadron, and 2 TIE Defenders. All coming in at 398 points.
The exact 134 points of incredible badass squadrons.
Now,
that's disgusting. bastards.
Ian, this is a Sloan list. Now, what would, as any player, you look at this fleet and you go, what would be your first thing you try to kill?
Vader.
Yeah. Okay. What? So,
looking at this, well, probably the Quasar you want to kill because this is what's pushing the squadrons.
That's what a lot of people go for and kill the Quasar.
It's sort of the thing,
but you kill the Quasar, then you have a look at Center Cord. What does Center Cord do?
Oh God, it's been so long since someone's flown that one. I gotta look that up.
Oh man, this is where this list is the key. You kill the Quasar.
When a friendly ship resolves a squadron command, up to 2 squadrons that activate can be at medium close range to you. Ooh.
Yeah. So remember the old relay back in the day, Ian?
Yeah, that's right. It's the relay thing.
Center Cord does that. So he uses the Kazantis to activate, then the radar, then the Architons as well with a squadron value of 2. To activate all those squadrons, while Sloan, the lifeboat with Corvus, is buggering off. So with basically a Sloan build, what is the main objective to beat a Sloan build is either kill Sloan, kill the squadrons, or kill the squadron pusher. To do any of those 3 is really hard. And
it's well, you still want to kill the Quasar first anyway, because not only is the Quasars drop pretty quick, there's 68 points there.
Yeah.
So it's still a good thing to do, and you are still reducing how many squadrons can be activated at a time.
Correct. Yes.
But and Architons don't exactly stand up that strong either. They can drop pretty quick. It's just a matter of
it's an Architons with engine techs, so it's
that's
almost
the problem.
It's It's basically a Corvette.
Well, what you need to do to beat that, to really screw up the way that system works, you obviously got to kill the Quasar. Yep. But you need to put enough threat on that Architon where it can't stick close to the squadrons. You got to get it out of its range.
Correct.
And then, but even still, 2 Gazantis pushing 4 squadrons a return.
Yeah.
It's still going to activate what he's got 2, 4, 6, 8 squadrons. So it's still going to activate half the squadron ball every round. It's still
Yeah. So his objectives were precision strike, find an ambush, and superior positions. He was at 398. Then I presume
he's going first every round, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. And
but this is a good deadly list. You don't want this squadron list going first. This is how you really shake up those bloody Starhawk players who like to sit in the corner and this will take care of that problem.
Yeah. So you deploy the radar with Corvus, and then basically you just put all the squadrons and then bugger off the radar later on. And then you can also normal relay through Center Cord. Correct. Yes, you can do that. So it is one of these fleets where you can pick apart certain things, but it still runs and still.
This is also one of those fleets where you need to know what it does.
Yeah.
You can't just fly this fleet. You've got to know exactly what it does.
Correct. And Lachlan has been flying this list. He's been doing all the Vassal World Cups. He's been doing the TTS stuff online with all the big players. So he's done all the major tournaments across the world. So funny enough, this was his first live tournament ever.
Really?
He came to. Yep.
He's always been playing online.
Yep. So this is the first time we ever met Lachlan, and it was really nice to meet him. He's a really nice guy, and of course it was really nice to see the Armada community come out. So but he's been practicing this list on TTS a lot. And of course, there are major differences playing live versus TTS, standing up and actually moving stuff physically compared to sitting.
Yeah, but the knowledge of knowing when to activate and that sort of stuff, which TTS really helps you out with, though.
Oh, not
deployment.
Okay, he hasn't done the Vassal World Cup yet, says Lachlan, but he's done all the major tabletop simulator tournaments.
Of course, you don't play on Vassal. Vassal's too much pain.
Vassal.
Vassal sucks. Vassal's for all the people who played X Wing and went over to play Armada and then didn't want to go to a better system.
Yeah. But job well done, Lachlan. Nice, and it was nice to meet you at the qualifiers. So, and job well done in coming in 3rd place. So, that was an interesting fleet, wasn't it, Ian? Let's move.
That was
more interesting.
I'm scared to see what's next now.
Well, second place.
We're only going up the ladder.
Yeah, I know.
Second place.
It gets even better. So,
okay.
We've got Dan coming in second place. Now, looking at this list, you kind of think must be a Sloan list, but it's not. It is
it's a moddy list.
It's a moddy list. This is
okay. All right. I'm going to be open-minded here.
So we've got an ISD Kuat refit with Emperor Palpatine, boarding troopers, ECMs, leading shots, and external racks. Not a Quasar 1, but a Quasar 2 with Admiral Moddy on it, Commander Garrett, Rufus Strategist, Flight Controllers, Booster Con, and Pursuant. Then we've got a Gazanti with Commander Wallard and Comsnet. Squadron-wise, we've got Black Squadron, Darth Vader, Marek Steel, Tel Travura, Moralo Aval, and 2 landers. And the objectives are targeting beacons, planetary ion cannons, and sensor nets, coming in at 391 points.
Yeah.
So
Bloody
well, it's all. I was speaking to Dan about this one, and it's basically of that shock of you think you've killed something, but you haven't. Like you think you've basically wiped out Gazanti, but you haven't. It's basically that shock of,
Yeah, you just wasted Lando's 2 braces to try and bring down the Gazanti, but hey, sucker, it's still got a hole left.
It's still alive. That's it. And same with the Quasar, same with the Kuat.
Yeah.
Basically, Moralo does his thing and starts attacking left, right, and center with the objectives there. And Moddy just keeps the ships alive.
God, it's been so while. I can't remember last time I saw Morale Val. I gotta read him.
Oh God! He hasn't seen Morale of all people. Oh my God!
Not for a long time.
No, it's a very janky fill. It's basically when you ever move a token, what was it? The special tokens that you've got there. So, objective tokens.
Bad. Yeah. So that's trouble. People haven't really played the list with the objective tokens for a while, but now they're really coming back.
Like
popular again.
Tokarov was the guy who created Morale Evolved.
Yeah.
And he won Worlds. I think he won Worlds with it. I can't be sure of it. Oh, he won with a Sloan list.
Because the landers move them, don't they?
Yeah, correct. So the landers move to tokens. Then Morale just keeps attacking and attacking and attacking.
Yeah, so you can
constantly attack with the landers moving tokens.
God, could you imagine that? You got 2 landers and you got bloody Jendon.
Yep.
Because they haven't got Jendon here, has he? No.
No,
Jendon. Two landers and Jendon. Basically, you can get Tal to activate 4 times in a round.
Well, remember, Jendon is not strategic, so the only.
But that's what I said. 2 landers, Jendon, and Morale.
Yeah.
That gives you 4 activations with him.
Yeah.
Man, that's ugly.
So yeah.
So you just feel like you want to take Morale Evolve and nothing but a bunch of landers with you and a few tokens.
So yeah,
because why wouldn't you?
So yeah, Dan did really well with this list, and basically the last round came between him and our first place winner. So this was the top table, and it was basically to determine the champion for the weekend. So it was really well done for him to come in second place, and the game between them at the end in round 4 was really close. Coming into that round, Mick, who came first, was, I think, 2 points ahead. So Dan had to get in there and have the initiative and basically charge with his Kuat. And he almost had it there. Like, I think a couple of Mick ships were on fire, but the ISD went down and he lost that game there. So, but again, job.
Moddy was surprised he died then.
Yeah. Very surprised, especially when you got a ship with 14 hull. Yeah, very surprised. Yeah. But so boarding troopers get in there hard and fast. Strip those tokens, strip that thermal shields. So if you want to use your thermal shields, you got to use that brace. And yeah, really nice build to counter thermal shields with the Kuat there.
Well, that's what I faced against as well, but it still managed to lose because coming in top place, we had Separatist faction and the only Separatist faction there.
Correct.
Day. So
yes,
so that's pretty good. I guess there's been an inclusion that makes Separatists so much better now. I guess.
Yeah. So.
But So anyway, we've got the Martuk. What's his name? Martuk.
Yeah,
Notion? Is that meant to be nation or notion?
What's that?
Is it notion? Notional? I can't read.
I think you've spelled nationals anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's what I think it's meant to be. So I'm not the only one who can't spell. It's nice.
Mixed list of
mixed list. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So anyway, he's got recrescent, reculant. Star Wars names.
You want me to go through it?
People misspell stuff. You go through it.
Reculant light destroyer with Tykes, if you want to call them, veteran gunners, salt proton torpedoes, silver mount batteries, and Patriot's Fist, of course. Then he's got 2 munificent star frigates, one with Martuk, skilled first officer, thermal shields, point defense iron cannons, and lick turbo laser towers. The other one's just got Hondo Hanaka and the same thing with thermal shields, point defense iron cannons, lick turbo laser towers. Then we've got a Gazanti with flight controllers and 6 Vulture droids. His objectives were Iron Storm, contested outposts, and volatile deposits, but apparently Mick never used them because he was at 400 points.
Yeah, so he was going first every time.
Correct. And, and won every time. And won every time.
You got to look at this though. Is this a list you want to go first?
Well, basically, Patriot's Fist gives you a fist. Basically,
yeah,
it gives you a good fisting.
Yeah, you had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to go there.
Yeah, how long were you sitting on that joke for? You've been sitting on that joke for 2 weeks.
Everyone knows that joke. Everyone knows that joke.
Yeah, I know, but if everyone knows it, it's just not like you need to repeat it.
So, yeah, Patriot's Fist is an absolute glass cannon of a ship that can absolutely punch really hard at long range, especially with swivel mount batteries. So I'll go through Ian because I presume you're 100% faux pas. So Patriot's Fist allows attacking a ship at medium or long range. And with your first attack, during your activation, you add 2 blue dice to attack pool. It can only do that attack once. So you add from long range, you've got 4 reds, 2 blues, swivel mount a black in now at long range. Then you can con fire whatever you want to add like either a red, a blue, or black, depending on what you want. And yeah, you can either
veteran got the assault proton torpedoes in there too.
Yep, at long range too. Yeah.
Oh, swivel mount batteries needs a change there. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
And then the munis as well. Munificents are just an absolutely deadly ship. Like, I'm going to say here, Ian, and I'm going to surprise you here now. They're probably the best medium-based ship.
You know what? Looking at their basic stats, they 6, 3, 3, 4. Because I'm just comparing it to the only thing you can compare this to is the what is it? The Rebel one, the
Guppy.
Guppy.
Yeah.
You can only really compare this to the assault frigate, really.
Yeah.
But
just the way, like, first off, thermal shields. It's hard to kill with thermal shields as well.
Yeah.
It's got PDX to stop squadrons. Then its flak is a red and a black. And then on top of it, if you want to focus on a particular squadron, you've got linked turbo laser towers, so you could roll whatever you want. You roll red and a black, and then add more blacks, and then re-roll that red as well. Because that's what Mick did against Lachlan's fleet, especially the Sloan list. He basically stayed back and let the squadrons come in, and the munis just picked off the squadron. So he targeted Marek and killed Marek with the vultures and the munis just AAing. So he picked off the squadrons. Once the squadrons were picked off and the Patriot Sys was safe, he swung in and started killing other ships. So yeah, the munis are excellent AA guns. They're good flackers. Their front and side attack dice are just absolutely awesome. The salvo to reds, with and basically,
especially with the Wycon, it's look this thing. The only thing that really like you're looking at the baseline of it. The only thing that really separates it is the gunnery slot for the what's the slot called? What do we call that slot?
The
engineering. support team slot. It's the only difference between that and it's like in terms of dice. It's got 3 red at the side, 2 red, 2 blue at the front, and the Guppy has 2 red and a blue, and then 3 red and 1 blue outside. So, look, in terms of baseline firepower, it's the same. It just it's really going to be the thermal shields.
Yeah.
That's
and if you have a look at the arcs as well, you can easily double arc from your front.
Yeah, that's probably the next thing as well. Probably the arc is. Yeah, it's probably the arc, and is it? Do you reckon just the arc? You reckon thermal shield probably really does it, or
everything? It's everything. Like everything just combined with this ship. It's just absolutely awesome, and it's one of the most hardest ships to kill. And it's the most easiest to get a double arc with. So Andrew's saying pretty much destroyed my flagship in opening shot of a game, the Munis.
Yeah.
So he almost killed his acclimator. And Lachlan, so those flak dice lols. So I watched Mick and Lachlan's game really close to see what was going on.
So a red and a black is better than 2 blue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Think about it. You can flak from long range, and if you've got a certain target you want to kill, you can link turbo lasers that. You can add blacks at
True. Yeah, that does. So, but he hasn't got that in the build, though. That's the thing. I'm just looking through his build. He's got... just link turbo towers.
Yeah. No, you staple link turbo laser towers.
Yeah, you do. Obviously, it's the same with the Guppy. You stick link turbo laser towers as well.
And, it's just... The list is such an all-round kind of fleet that can take anything and everything. Like it's got the squadrons to tie down the squadrons. It's 6 vulture droids. They're going to die. If they hold down the squadrons, they've done their job. Because once the squadrons start attacking, say the Recusant can go down, but the Munis will stay alive. That's the Munificents are most hardest things to kill. And believe me, they're really hard to kill. It is an absolute nasty fleet. It can be beaten, and
everything can be beaten with
Yeah. So Lachlan's saying red, black, 2 blue dice, concentrate fire, LTT reroll. So that's what you could do with flak. So red, black, 2 blue, or you can add 2 whatever dice of their color. Concentrate fire. Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's just amazing how when you just look at that whole baseline of the ship, and like all the upgrades make it better, but it's amazing how the baseline is so very similar to the Guppy, and this thing's more expensive than a Guppy, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's cheaper than Guppy. No, cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper than the Mark IIA, which is comparable. But it's just amazing how it's just such a better ship. Those Guppies need something to get them to the Guppies. Really, the Guppies should be at that sort of level. Yeah, they really should be. Yeah.
So it's just it's a very well all round fleet, and how Mick's been playing this fleet for a very long time as well too. He's really fine craft this fleet. He's made some alterations with it along the way, and it's come out trumps for him, and he's basically got himself a free ticket to Worlds. So congratulations to Mick on this one, and really top player, really good bloke, and highly deserves of how he played the game on the weekend. So job well done, mate. So
well done, mate. Especially bringing the the only separatist player there as well. So yeah.
So no, it was as I said, it was a really masterclass of how sometimes he can go all in with his Recusant and just basically almost play like a demo-esque kind of ship. Because if you look at its nav dial,
it's very similar to a demo. To a demolisher, really. It's just large base. That's all.
Yeah, but it is a glass cannon, but with just an absolute brick of a ship. If you don't take care of it, it will take care of you. So
it's not even that much of a glass cannon. Come on, it's got a brace of eight and a redirect.
Yeah, it can.
It's got 8 hull and 3 shields. And
look, it can be, if it's focused on, it can die very quickly, and Mick will attest to that. But it's still, it can take a couple of hits here and there, but most of it, it's basically its speed chart that saves it. And
that 2 clicks in the middle at speed 3 is pretty brilliant. To be able to do that, that really lets you move around.
And he's Mick's saying thank you, and Lachlan saying first CIS qualifier win. Correct.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Mick. Definitely.
So, yeah. So I'll just bring up the results here on
the
my
thing. Actually, the last thing I was going to make a point of, because this is just, it's what a day to be alive. A Gazanti with flight controllers.
Yeah.
We kind of brushed over that a little bit, but come on, a Gazanti with flight controllers.
Yeah. So,
I just want to get CSS down, just like roll 2 of those with booster comms. And can you do that? Can you actually put booster comms on that?
No, you can't.
Oh,
that's the problem with CIS. Yeah, but still, not bad.
Still, flight controls and oh god, it takes the iron cannon.
Yeah. So as I said, we did
you could have fun with this.
Oh yeah, 100%, and that's probably the best thing about the CIS compared to what Republic are at the moment. Republic still like it is like one of those Rube Goldberg machines that you got to get everything right to get everything working. CIS are just so much fun and just Patriots Fisk going in there.
Well, I remember it was the opposite for a while there, though, wasn't it? Like CIS was the whole.
Oh no, CIS was good. It's just people trying to figure out certain things, but no, CIS has always been good. Republic just needs a little bit of help. Yeah, at the start when you just had the recusants, so the muties and the hard cells, it was a bit hard there. But now that we've the Providence and the recusants, CIS are just way on top. It's the squadrons have issues, but people are trying to figure out squadrons. As I said, Mick had 6 vultures and he did really well with flight controllers there. Also, yeah, the Gazanti with flight controllers. Rapid reinforcements coming up with that, just giving another activation padding for the CIS is done really well for him. So yeah, a couple of things here and there that's helped out that faction really well. And this is definitely an all-round list that's done really well. And that's the other thing too with Martuk. If Martuk dies, that's the other thing. It can be a positive as well, because if at the end of the game, close to the end of the game, if a friendly ship has no shields, you've got to remove a dice. But if Martuk dies, then you don't have to remove that dice. That negative is not there anymore. So another thing that you can look at as a positive with that commander as well. So
here's a fun little thing. I was just having a look at the list builder.
Yeah.
Gazanti's with flight controllers are pretty awesome. How about Gazanti with high capacity ion turbines with Martuk? So basically now you've got 2 blue at the side of the Gazanti. For 41 points, flight controllers, high capacity ion, and the Gazanti.
Yeah, look, that's the 100%. You can't do all that. The only problem is that you're spending a lot of points on a Gazanti. So
taking an extra 8 points for 2 blue dice, and then you got Martuk. So you got holes at least 1 shield remaining. You add a red dice to attack, but then you got 1 red, 2 blue at the side of the Gazanti for 41 points.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
you do that.
Andrew's saying recusant maneuver chart made my surprise attack raids useless. So,
yep.
Yeah, so now we'll go just to the results again. So as I was saying before, Mick came out on top. He was 4 wins and 0 losses on 34 tournament points. Second was Daniel on 29 tournament points with 3 wins and 1 loss. Lachlan as well, also on 3 wins and 1 loss on 28. Then David on 26 with 2 and 2. Mr. Barry on 24 with 3 and 1. Simon on 21 points with 2 and 2. And Sean on 20 points with 2 and 2. And also Andrew on 2 and 2 with 20 points, just edging out on MOV there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, funny. I do have to give mention to Scott's list, who came 9th. He was flying a free victory list.
Oh wow!
Free
Republic victories.
Republic victories, yeah, with Tarkin on it and Spats on there. That was really cool to see. Really.
Oh wow! So I thought everyone was afraid of Spats. Wasn't Spats supposed to be the thing?
Yeah, Spats were supposed to be the thing, and they do really well. But it was a really fun list to see, and it could have. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I think he came against Lachlan's fleet in round 2, and it was a hard counter to his fleet, and he just he got smacked by Lachlan. So
especially if you only got Anakin and Ahsoka as your squadrons as well against all that.
Correct. Yeah. So that was it, guys. So that was it for the Open Worlds qualifier. Before we go anywhere. I'll put some pictures up for everyone to see. No, that's not it. Give me a sec. Image. There we go. So there's the the first picture we got up there is the hall that we're in. We had Armada was right in the middle of. On one side it was X Wing, the other side was Legion, so we had to keep the peace in between the two. And there we go. We'll go put. There was our top four there. So we had David Grounds on the left there, Dan second, then Mick, and then Lachlan on the right. And then there's a full picture of us there, judge and all. And if you have a look at the picture in the background there, it was an X-Wing stand that they glossed over the Armada on there. They told us to stand in front of the X-Wing thing. We weren't really happy about it. We asked them to make sure just get rid of the X-Wing thing, and they put the Armada logo on there. So thank you for that, Let's Play Games, for getting rid of that dirty X-Wing logo there.
I don't know why I'm starting to get images of that Simpsons meme of groundskeeper Willie. Was it X-Wing players and Armada players are natural born enemies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go through Legion, then X-Wing, Legion, Imperial Assault, Destiny, if anyone remembers that game.
Yeah. Now there's Shadowpoint.
Shadowpoint. Yeah, Shadowpoint now.
Yeah.
And then Armada players, darn Armada players, they ruined Armada.
So yeah,
you just see that going all the way down.
So yeah, so again, thank you so much, guys, for my weekend was fantastic. As I said, I felt like that most of my calls were just line calls and rulings were very minimal. I probably did about 5-6 rulings for the weekend, and that was it. I spent most of the time watching the games, compared to the X-Wing and Legion guys. They were running around like crazy. They're the head judges there, so job well done for them. We can safely say that there was only 12. There was supposed to be 12. Ended up with 11 players. Would I wanted bigger numbers? Yeah, 100%. But of course, we've come to the end of the year having players. We've already done Adelaide Nationals, Brisbane Nationals, and come to the end of the year. People will probably be fatigued from coming to Sydney doing that. So I understand people not coming to the event, but for those who are interested and who are looking to get into live events in Armada, definitely have a look at next year, because they're a big thanks to Anton and Let's Play Games for letting me run the way we wanted it and actually providing the kits, well, the prize support and the place to play. So yeah.
Also, actually, before we touch on this too, there's actually one thing. I just noticed some buttons on the statistics thing, and this is actually a really fun one. Faction ranking.
Yeah.
Rebellion. They played 13 games of the Rebels. Had 13 games. They only had 3 wins, 10 losses, 23% of wins. Galactic Republic. They played 8 games. They had 8 games, 3 wins, 5 losses. They had 38%. Galactic Empire, the most, 15 games, 10 wins, 5 losses, 67%. Separatists, 4 games, 4 wins, 100%. Oh, that's hilarious. That last one, like the other ones are really good to look at, but that last one with the Separatists seems a bit skewed. But it's quite funny. One person bought Separatists, won all the games, and has 100% win rate.
I do have to mention though. So it was Daniel brought up a really good comment that I don't know if you've seen the picture before, but his Kuat basically went speed free for all 3 games. He has a perfect picture for it, and if I can find it, you remember Spaceballs, the dark was it helmet, Dark Helmet? Is that his name? Yeah. He has that sign on his ship. His ISD had it like on top of it. We break for no one, so
we break for no one. I think I've seen that photo.
Here I've got it here now. I'll put it onto the screen if I can do it. Chrome on. There we go. There we are.
Good.
Break.
I got one more thing on the statistics. I just saw this one. I didn't realize they're doing this one. It's called priority. First player.
Now, now a lot of people.
player?
I told a lot of people don't worry about putting first and last, so don't worry about that too much as well.
Won't work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just because there's only 9 games registered there. It just has like 63% win rate for first player.
Yeah.
So maybe being second player isn't all that great.
Yeah.
You should have put it there. I would like to see
I didn't realize there's going to be that kind of statistics at the end. So if people would have put that, I said don't worry about first and last. So that's why I said to that. Anyways,
TOs can't do the job properly. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. Blame the TO. Blame the TO. So, again, a big thanks to all who did show up. As I said, all of you guys were such a professional players. They knew what we're doing. It was, minimal fuss with you guys, and it was really glad to see the Armada community step up. We were the only system that sold out. We'll give you that. So we sold out on 12. They gave us 4 extra seats, but we didn't buy them. But we sold out in the first instance. So we'll go with that. So X Wing was half full. I think it was only they were given 60 slots, and they got about 30 to 40 players. And Legion almost got full as well too. So, but we were smack bang in the middle. Granted, would have loved to see more players there, but I understand the reasons why. Again, a big thanks to Let's Play Games and Anton for running this event. It was job well done, and I hope to see more of you guys next year. So, thank you. Thanks again for everything, guys. Really appreciate it. So, that's it for tonight. Ian, any final words before we head off tonight?
No, just let's make the assault frigate great again.
Yeah. So for those people, just to do housekeeping as well, we're in the middle of the Trans-Tasman tournament as well. So hopefully I'll stream a couple more games on that there, and then I'll do a couple more videos before we end the year. But I do want to talk about the new TTO replacement, but I'll do a separate video about that. That's later on. X Wing had 33, Legion had 36. I figured it was around that much numbers there. So thank you guys for all the comments on the YouTube there. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, as I said, if it does come next year, I'm more than happy to do the judging again. I've learnt a lot of things going through that process. There's certain things that I'll do better, and as I said, Let's Play Games learned a lot of things as well too. There's certain things that were out of their hands that they could have done a bit better, and understandable having a talk with Anton, the issues that they had happening going into this event. So hopefully things will be better next year, better venue. The venue was okay. It wasn't the greatest. The main issue was it was Sydney. It was muggy. It was cramped, and there was no aircon. So, yeah. So during the first day, there was a lot of water drunk, basically. Yeah. So it was that bad. So, So apart from that, Let's Play Games did what they could best, and the venue was it did its job.
Venues are always hard to book. Yeah, they really are. It doesn't matter where you go. It's just venues are always just hard to book.
No dancing, and no dancing monkey. Yes, there was no dancing monkey there, Jacob. So, so hopefully next year
keeps me away.
We could drag Ian along, and hopefully that's the other thing too. I wanted to say I wish we streamed some of the games. As I said, my main concern that I didn't know what Let's Play Games wanted, and I wanted to fully commit to judging the event. But looking at things and looking how they run things, hopefully next year I'll run the stream. And but for my main concern going up to this event was judging this event, and running the stream and judging was probably a little bit of a conflict for me. And how running the streaming, and you do need some give it some attention. So
yeah, you do. It's always, I've done that many times before. I've had to run both the stream and play in the tournament, and it's always fun, especially I think it did that one in Adelaide where I was doing both, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I know that too. So, for me, I was
some of us can do it and get to the top table, and some of us can't as well. So,
I got to the top table. What are you talking about? Like, this year I got to the top table, and again, same with you, Ian. I lost to James. So
lost to James, bloody James.
There was no James in this one, so everyone was happy and free.
So we all had a chance then.
we had that slight chance. But look, as I said, hopefully next year I'll bring the streaming stuff. But my main concern was judging the event.
Hopefully next year I'll come up and I'll do the streaming. You do the judging, hopefully. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So all right, let's end this. We've all gone through the hour, and I presume we've done that enough for tonight. So any final words, Ian, before we wrap it up tonight?
No. My wife is cranky because I'm too loud, apparently. She's about to come in here and tell me off again.
Oh, that's no good.
She's lucky she's pretty.
Nice save. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the content that we showed to you tonight. A big thank you to all who showed up at Sydney and Let's Play Games, and hopefully we'll do it again next year. That's it for tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's content. We'll see you next time, and remember, like, subscribe, follow us on the socials, and fly casual. See you later, guys.